Hello, my name is Matthew, and I've been working my way through the Norton anthology of English literature. And today I read a selection from The Pilgrim's Progress by John Bunyan, and this was pretty cool. I think it must be the earliest or one of the earliest examples of like a modern day novel. It has proper characters, it has a plot, it's written in prose, it has chapter breaks, it has all of the things that would look just like a novel today. And I think it's the first time it's come up in the anthology, so that's kind of neat on its own. And then it's hugely influential. There's a certain um, setting in this book. There's a town called Vanity Fair, and of course that's where William Makepeace Thackeray got the name or got the idea for his novel, and by extension, that's where um, the magazine gets its name, Vanity Fair. And it was pretty neat to read. It's um, an allegorical story, and everything is really on the nose, and it's a Christian allegory. So the main character's name is Christian, and he meets other characters through the story, and they have names like Obstinance, or a name like Pliable, or a name like Help, and these are actual characters, but um, it's to give you an idea of um, what they symbolize. And at the very beginning, it all takes place in a dream, and in the dream, there's a man who's reading a book, and he comes across a line, and he's thrown into a state of shock and panic, and he believes that uh, his life is doomed, and the only future in front of him is destruction. And when he tells his wife and children this, they just mock him and make fun of him and tell him to go to sleep and ignore him. And overnight, he's weeping and crying and wailing in pain. He wakes up worse off than he was before, and decides that he needs to run away from town and look for salvation. And they literally have him running away from the town, where the townspeople all come out of their doors and shout for him to come back. And the man, in a state of frenzy, is boxing his ears while he runs away. And the town decides to send two people to try to catch him, and these are Obstinance and Pliable. And Obstinance doesn't want to hear anything from him when they catch up to him. They just said, he's being, Obstinance is being stubborn. He says, just come home. Pliable, meanwhile, becomes convinced that the man is actually telling the truth, and that if they stay in town, it will only lead to destruction. So Pliable decides to go with Christian and find salvation. And then, like the first moment, it's not really convenient or working out immediately. Pliable just runs away. So then Christian, with a little bit of help, finds himself at Vanity Fair. And I'm going to read a portion, because it's such a terrific description of a city of temptations. Let me see. Almost 5,000 years agone, there were pilgrims walking to the celestial city, as these two honest persons are, and Beelzebub, Apollyon, and Legion, with their companions, perceiving by the path that the pilgrims made, that their way to the city lay through this town of vanity. They contrived here to set up a fair wherein should be sold all sorts of vanity, and that it should last all year long. Therefore, at this fair are all such merchandise sold as houses, lands, trades, places, honors, preferments, titles, countries, kingdoms, lusts, pleasures, and delights of all sorts, as whores, bawds, wives, husbands, children, masters, servants, lives, blood, bodies, souls, silver, gold, pearls, precious stones, and whatnot. And moreover, at this fair there is at all times to be seen jugglings, cheats, games, plays, fools, apes, knaves, and rogues, and every kind. Really cool, rich, just bursting with energy. The description is vivid and lively, and it makes up for the transparency of the message. Um, and yeah, it's just a really, it's a story that it's really easy to see why this would have been so popular at the time. I think that's a good way of putting it. It has the message of Christian morality. Instead of having a spiritual journey, it's now a physical journey. Our main character, Christian, is looking for salvation, and salvation can be found at a city called Celestial City. But to get there, he has to pass through Vanity Fair, which is a city of temptations. So it all kind of matches up with like our everyday surroundings, but it's still telling this spiritual journey. I enjoyed it. I would. I've seen a copy of it before, so apparently it's a much longer work than what I had just read, and I think it'd be great fun to get to at some point. In there, let me know if you've read Vanity Fair, if you've read Pilgrim's Progress by John Bunyan. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. So leave a comment if you would like, and thank you for watching.